Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad. Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with. I'm TikTok famous now. My TikTok's listed below. Hey, how are you guys doing today? Hey, how you doing out there, all you drama class? I was gonna say contestants. Classmates, are you on time to drama class today? I have so many things to talk about. But before I do, I need to go in with my Revlon. Oh, the price tag's still on it. The Revlon number 2. Well, it's not a price tag. I don't know what it is. But I am so out of lip gloss right now, and I wanted to buy more of the Lunar Beauty, which I guess he's going to put some out. But anyway, so I ordered this off of Amazon, and it came today. This is the lip gloss, the Revlon The Gloss. This is literally the worst lip gloss I have ever used in my entire life. Like, hardly anything even comes out. It's like, and it's like real goopy and stuff, but like nothing comes out. It's total crap. So anyway, and I have lots to say today too. Anyway, the first thing I want to say is this, okay? That, y'all know, I say this in a lot of my videos, I have a true crime book club. I do. I have a true crime book club. It is run, co-hosted. My partner in crime is my good Judy Mel. And we have been doing it. We just had our 2-year anniversary. I can hardly believe it. It's an all true crime book club. We do all different kinds of genres, but for the summer, we always do the summer of serial killers. And for the month of May, we started off with Eileen Wuornos. We're reading books, and we're watching documentaries, and we're watching Monster the movie and Overkill with Jean Smart from Designing Women. And that's all on YouTube. You can find all this stuff everywhere. But we wanted to find a place that was easy for people to find it, because we have it listed on Goodreads, and then I do my videos on BookTube as well. But I get asked all the time, like, my mom wants to join your book club. She doesn't know where to go. And I want to join your book club, but I don't know where to go. So we started yesterday. Yes, we have our own Facebook group. That's when you know you're old, when you get excited about a Facebook group. So anyway, the Facebook group is called the True Crime Book Club, period. And it is linked below. It'll be the first thing I link. All you have to do is go over there and asked to join it. There are 2 questions. The first question, I think, is, why do you want to join the club? And the second question is, what is your favorite genre of true crime? And that's all you have to do to answer those questions, and then we will accept your request to be part of the group. It's a public group. Anybody can join it. But we just thought it would be easy. That way, over there, people can find all the information, when the live streams are, what topic we're picking. And today, I will be making my announcement for who we are reading, what serial killer we are reading about in the month of June. And I'm very excited about this one. So, let's get into that. I just want to say, I don't know what has happened in the last week, but the amount of receipts and tea that I am sent on a daily basis and drama is astronomical at this point. I mean, literally every time I open my DMs, it's just flooded with people like sending me receipts and sending me all this kind of stuff. And I got a very, very serious, do you guys want to see the kind of receipts I get? Okay, so Melinda, and she said I could shout her name out and, you know, give her a shout out for this. Melinda sent me a very serious receipt that I feel like I need to address. So I'm going to throw up the receipt that Melinda sent me right here. Hey, Melinda girl. Melinda sent me her glamour shots, because I always go glamour shot. So she sent me her glamour shot that she had taken back in the day. So I asked her if I could throw it up there. She's like, yeah. She and her daughters were laughing about it. So I just want to give a shout out to Melinda and her daughters for sending me that. Thank you so much. They said they watch my videos all the time. I really, really appreciate it. There's so many people. You guys are just so nice. Everybody out there that watches my videos and it just sends me funny stuff. I love you guys so much. I have gotten so many comments about my squirrel picnic table and people sending me pictures of squirrel. It's hilarious, and I really, really appreciate it. But I do actually get a lot of receipts, and I've gotten tons in the last 24 hours. People all over the place speculating about all kinds of stuff. And this video, the first half of it, I'm going to talk about Jeffree Star kind of clapping back at something, and then I want to talk about Shane Dawson's Instagram story, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So the first thing I want to say is, whoo! It's hot up in here. So the first thing I want to say is this. We're just sitting up in my kitchen. See, we're having coffee. I got this is my 3rd day at Starbucks getting my coffee. I'm so excited. And we're just sitting around, have your KJ. It's Sunday fun day. If you want to drink a little and still love Jesus, that's okay. Okay, you love Jesus and you like to drink a little. Well, that's fine. Okay, just make sure that you come to drama class. And don't be intoxicated in drama classes. Just don't be, okay? I have to say, I said in my video yesterday, my second video, because it was a 2 for Saturday, I said, if you post a video of yourself watching, or a story of you watching me, and tag me in it on Instagram, that I would share it. I got so many, I think I got like 50 or something like that. It's crazy. So thank you so much to all of you out there that showed yourself watching my video and tagged me in it. Okay, so I got so many speculative receipts. So like, and these are just, I'm just telling you the receipts I got, okay? I'm not telling you that you have to believe it, or that I'm even, stretching out to reach or anything like that. But the first thing I got was I started getting a lot of receipts from people saying that they thought it was very speculative that the Jeffree Star logo this time was a halo, okay? Now, if you know that every time that Jeffree comes out with a new launch, he usually does something different to the Jeffree Star logo, and they were saying that they felt like this was kind of a dig at Tati. Now, I don't know what you think. I feel like, to be honest, that that's a bit of a reach. There's only so much that he could do, and I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, well, what could he have done differently to the Star this time that would have been more in line with the launch that's coming out? I was like, could he have put a skull, but then that would have been kind of hard? You know, so I was like, what could he have done that would have been on launch? So I don't know, a halo is kind of fitting for this. So I don't necessarily feel like that's a dig towards Tati, but I do think it's interesting that when he came up with the logo and he knew he was going to put a halo on it, because a Halo Beauty, get it? Tati's Halo Beauty. That I thought that, or Tati's like halo pills, that I did think that, like, that had to have crossed his mind, like, I'm going to put a halo on this. Somebody out there is going to say it. So, but that was like one piece, and that's very, very small of, you know, a couple people sent that to me. But then, I want to talk about the whole situation with the name of his palette, which is Cremated, and I did the video yesterday, and I literally read through the responses, and to this day, I'm still getting, or to this hour, to this minute, I'm still getting all these responses from that, of people saying, you know, it's like, it's literally right down the middle. 50% are offended, and 50% are saying it's ridiculous. Nobody should be offended by it. So I think it's really kind of like a personal thing at this point. But I did have some people that, let me get in here to my receipts. Whitney sent me some different things, and somebody on there, wait a second, I want to make sure that I get the right... oh shoot. Somebody sent me this, somebody's response, and they said, to those who find a cremation palette launch during a pandemic acceptable, please feel free to let the millions of families who lost loved ones, were unable to have a proper burial, and had no choice but to have a cremation for their loved one, why you feel so strongly, quickly, is what they said. And that has been shared a lot, okay? So that was the first receipt was the Halo Beauty. But then I have to show you this. Somebody sent this to me, and this was a tweet, and this person put out and said, someone on Facebook said, Jeffree Star stole his new palette from the countertop sample section of Home Depot, and now I can't unsee it, LMAO. And this is what it was. It was a comparison side by side of Jeffree Star's palette to the Home Depot countertop sample section, which I have to tell you, I thought was kind of funny when I saw it, because I was like, oh my God, they are kind of like almost identical. So that's the second one. That was really funny, I thought. Okay, so the next thing that I saw on here was that somebody responded or tweeted out to Jeffree Star and said, I fear death every day of my life, and I literally get counseling for it. I have full-on panic attacks sometimes. The palette name doesn't effing offend me, but I'm sure someone will just say it's because I'm a stan. Offended over a palette name? Can't relate. And they tagged Jeffree Star. And Jeffree Star actually responded to this. I was kind of surprised. And I'm going to tell you my reaction to this, okay? And then you let me know what you think in the comment section. And he said, love you, babe. People are bored and want to be offended by something new. The Star family knows it's part of my vocabulary, and I've had this idea trademarked since September of 2019, which is true, okay? And I want to say this first off. I had several people send me the trademarks of when he trademarked the name for this, as well as all of his upcoming products. You do what you need to do out there. If you're people that put those things out there, and, you know, I appreciate you sending it to me as a receipt. I will never be somebody that gets on video and says, like, this product is coming out. I don't want to ruin that moment for anybody, you know, that, like, to come out and say, well, he's doing this or he's doing that, and this is the name that it's going to be, or this is the name. I'm not going to be the person that's going to do that. Thank you for the receipts, and it was interesting to see, but I won't be the person that's all public information, yes, I know, but I won't be the person that puts that information out there. But I did see that he factually had this trademarked in September, so I did see that, right? But the thing that I think is interesting about this, and I will tell you, I'm going to go in and I'm going to read some of the responses that he got after this. The thing that I thought that was interesting about this is that every time that Jeffree is criticized for anything, he always says, oh, people are bored. You know, people just, they're not living their best life. Like, if, oh, I can't be bothered. Like, I'm living my best life. People are just bored. People always want to make me the villain. There's always this, right? Which I think is this, you know, it's like coming back as a person. It's like, no, there are a lot of people out there that I saw that really, really like Jeffree Star. And I mean, I put the tweet out, I put the Instagram, so I saw people that responded directly to me, but I saw it other places as well that said, I love Jeffree Star. I purchased all of his products, but this, I'm slightly offended by, right? And I said in my video yesterday, each of us are allowed to be offended by whatever we want to be offended by. That's a personal thing, right? Like, you can't tell somebody else they don't have a right to be offended by something, right? Anybody can be offended by whatever they want to be offended by. Some people are going to be offended by some things and some people aren't. That's a personal issue, right? So, you know, but like for me, the thing I didn't understand was that, and this is where I think Jeffree Star, the person, gets in the way of Jeffree Star, the CEO of a business, because you have a lot of people that are criticizing this, okay? Now, there are the haters that, yes, are going to just always come out against Jeffree Star anyway. But then you have this group in there that really likes you and they stan you, but they're a little offended by this or they're a little put off by this. And that's a segment of your sales group, right? That is like, oh, I love Jeffree Star, but no, like, I'm offended by this. Like, you know, whatever. But like, I still want to buy his makeup. Instead of just saying that those people are bored, so now you now are coming for a certain part of your fans, a certain part of the people that follow you, a certain part of the people that buy your makeup, instead of just calling them bored and saying that they'll just come up with anything, that would have been a moment to say, I understand that a lot of people think that this is insensitive. I pushed it back as far as I could. You wouldn't even have to say it is insensitive. You wouldn't even have to own that part of it, you know? I mean, Jeffree Star taking accountability, very, very rarely does he do that. But he could come out and say, I understand that a lot of people think that this is insensitive. It makes me sad that they think that. You know, like, I thought a lot about it. We were thinking about maybe not putting the launch out, but when it came right down to it, I wanted people to really enjoy this palette, and so we decided to put it out. Yes, the timing is not great right now with what's going on. I hope you enjoy the makeup anyway. Then that group over there that he has, that's like, I love Jeffree, like, they would hear that and they would say, oh, okay, well, maybe that's good enough. Like, I love Jeffree, so since he came out and he addressed it, since he came out and said, hey, I understand that some people think this is insensitive, because not every person that is criticizing this, I just do not believe this from the comments that I saw. Not every person that I saw that is criticizing this is bored or a hater. That's not the case, okay? So you're losing a margin of the people that love you, unless you really just don't care about the people that love you, okay? Because not every person that follows Jeffree Star is a diehard stan. And right now, when people are starting to question a lot of Jeffree Star's, you know, his history and things that he's doing right now, and he's been in a lot of drama lately, I'm not sure that that is a margin of a group that I would test. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that that's a part of my, like, fandom that I would test and piss off and say, well, you're just bored. You know, it's not about you loving my makeup. It's not about you loving me. You should excuse away everything I do. Always, always, always. No, you're going to have people out there that love you, but are disappointed in you from time to time. Or you're going to have people that love you and they want to make a mistake or they want to make excuses for you, but they just can't. Like, it's just, some things bother them, right? So why not come out and say, hey, I really appreciate this, what you said. You know, I love you too. Thank you for supporting me. I know it seems insensitive to a lot of people. Maybe it is bad timing. We really thought about it, and I just wanted to get the makeup out for the people that love my makeup. You know, I could have had better timing, you know, whatever. So there are different ways that he could have dressed it, but it's always this goes to, people are bored, people hate me, people want to villainize me. No, that's just not the case. It just isn't, okay? So if you go underneath here, people respond and they say, like somebody says, oh, she responds and says, love you, King. And exactly, it's exhausting at this point. You can release anything and people will find an issue. Your fans totally get you and support you. I'm getting pissed over here with the nonsense I'm reading. We're proud of you and that's what matters. I have to say this, like, you know, I've seen a lot of people say that everybody, like, whatever Jeffree does, somebody's going to come for him. I don't really, and I really thought about this as a drama channel. I don't know that I really think that, and it is on brand for him, you know, obviously, but he, like, the name of the eyeshadow pans and the highlighters and stuff, it really goes in. Like, it's really, it goes, to be honest, it goes past goth, okay? And I mean, I grew up in an era where, like, goth was, like, a really big deal, you know? And towards, like, you know, like, my early 20s and stuff, and yes, I have people that were consumed with kind of like that darkness and whatever, but I don't know, like, to the point, this is more of like a death palette than it is a goth palette. You know what I mean? And, but it is what it is. And the thing is, though, is if Manny released this palette, if James Charles released this palette, if Nikki Tutorials released this palette, if Laura Lee released this palette, whoever released this palette and came out with it right now, they would be criticized for that. Okay, this is not just Jeffree Star. Whoever came out with this palette at this moment would be criticized for that. I truly, truly believe that. So it's not just Jeffree. Someone said, I think people that are ignorant to the timing of, okay, cosmetic releases assume that it was made in reference to what's going on in the pandemic. It's so sad the level of unknowing. And the person responds and says, but wait, he has a shelf life of 12 months, so he could have waited. Like, WTF, people are slow. Let's release a product later so the shelf life is shorter. I don't get it. And someone says, huh? He's had the idea since 2019, not the actual palettes. And the person responds and says, LOL, sorry, that was worded horribly. The whole shelf life response was what someone tried telling me. Like, I know the expiration date, but when people are saying he should have waited, then you're closing in on said date. No one wants a quickly expired product. Someone said, at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter what it was named. People would have found a reason to hate it. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, but I can't believe how many people have spent the last 24 hours on this. Baby, I'm tired. I just want to see some Animal Crossing tweets. Someone said, exactly. If it was anyone else releasing this collection, everyone would have something different to say. No, they wouldn't. No. Like, I don't know what world you live in, but that's not true, okay? Anybody that would have released this palette, called this at this time, would have had a huge issue. End of story, okay? And someone said, what you just said, nobody coming after Sugar Pill Cosmetic for having a pill-shaded palette. Well, that's... I don't think that really has a whole lot to do with what we're talking about right now, okay? And then someone said they only care about thousands of people dying when it's people from first world, predominantly white countries dying. Thousands of people die every year from treatable diseases in so-called third world countries, but we deny them treatment because they can't afford it. I mean, people go in on this and have this conversation. Someone said, couldn't agree more, and literally, this is to Jeffree Star, and literally relate to you on such personal, deep down level. I took no offense to this. Guess words. Okay. And then someone says, okay. People are seriously effing bored. Get over it. Keep being a shining queen. You radiate brilliance and beauty, and that's why I am such a fan. And then to the person that initially made the tweet, you said exactly what I was thinking. Only difference is I am not scared of death. And then someone said, no one's offended by the name itself. People are angry that Jeffree Star would be so ignorant to release this during a time of mass panic and death that affects the whole world. Bodies are being burnt in mass graves to prevent infection, but it's okay because Jeffree is so kind. Giving people your pocket change does not exclude you from criticism, Jeffree Star, and the fact that your stans can't see how manipulative you actually are is honestly really upsetting. Enjoy the launch. Someone said, I think people need to remember that Jeffree Star can't wait for a better time because makeup can't sit around forever. It'd be a big money loss for his company. I also think that if it doesn't sit well with people, then they shouldn't buy it. Everyone should respect one another. And someone said, maybe the issue is that you still chose to go ahead with the release of this palette with a sub-concept based around death during a global pandemic. Now, let me just put on some casket ready when I get that new... Okay, it gets real dark on some of these things. And then there's a lot of support either way, back and forth. People are like, you know, I love it. Other people are like, I don't know. It goes back and forth. But the majority of the responses underneath Jeffree Star's tweet are... obviously, because it's to Jeffree Star, they're completely supportive of Jeffree Star. But I will say that this issue is completely right down the middle. You know, it's like a lot of people have issues with it and a lot of people don't have issues with it. So I don't know. I just wish, you know, like, this is where when people say Jeffree Star's team, because I mentioned this in my video yesterday, because I had seen this on there, and I see this a lot, where people are like, Jeffree Star doesn't block people, that's Jeffree Star's team, okay? Or Jeffree Star doesn't tweet something, that's Jeffree Star's team. Or, you know, Jeffree, he tweets his stuff. If you go over and you look at his Instagram, he's putting out his own Instagram stories. He's very much in control of his own social media. If this was a team that was putting this tweet out to her, why randomly just pick somebody like this? And if you are, then to say, like, hey, like, this would be a moment that you don't need to apologize if you don't feel like you did anything wrong. You need to take any accountability if you didn't do anything, if you don't feel like you did anything wrong. But this would be a time to kind of clarify and say, hey, I understand people think this is insensitive. I understand that people think this is bad timing, but this is why I made this decision. But thank you for supporting me nonetheless. I really appreciate it. And maybe you would have saved face a little bit with all of that. I'm just saying, you know, like as a businessman, I think that might be a smart move. And I honestly think, you know, like right now, there are a lot of people that are looking at Jeffree Star in a different way. And I think that he needs to start being a little bit more careful. I think that he's been at the top of his game for so long, he thinks he's unstoppable. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, I was looking up some not highlighters. I was looking up some lip glosses, obviously, the other day. I want to get these. I keep on forgetting what they're called. But anyway, I wanted to get these, I think it's holographic lip glosses or something. They're very cool. And some of these brands, okay, that were like indie brands that were real big a couple years ago are non-existent today. Jeffree Star is at the top of his game. Like, people are like, he's never going to be, you know, like he could never fall from grace. No, he could, okay? Jeffree Star could fall from grace. His company could take a great loss, and it could greatly affect his business. And a couple years from now, Jeffree Star Cosmetics might be non-existent. People might not want to buy it anymore, and he could be like, people wouldn't really listen to him on YouTube. I mean, it just, you know, who knows, right? So I do think that you have to be kind of careful of all that kind of stuff. All right, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. Now I want to talk about the Shane Dawson thing. Oh, okay. Y'all, I have been a fan of Shane Dawson's for a long time. But, you know, even with like people you love, it's like, you watch them, and then things start becoming kind of a little bit irritating to you. So I was watching his Instagram story that he put up last night, right? And Shane Dawson is somebody that is being criticized a lot right now, too. So Shane Dawson put up this Instagram story last night, and it was him playing with his slime. He has slime coming out, which kind of originally came back, I believe, back in the day, because, you know, when he like did the stuff with JoJo Siwa, and then she had slimes, and then he got real into slimes, and so he wanted to put out these slimes. They even mention it, like in the series with Jeffree Star. So I brought over the samples of the slimes yesterday, and so he was playing with these slimes and stuff like that, right? Now, that would have been enough, okay, if he had just put, he's like playing with them and stretching them, and it was real cute. You know, it was like, oh, he's like, and they had like the pig container for the slime and all that kind of stuff, and he was showing it, right? But then after that he shows all this, this is what he comes out and says. Here, I'm going to show it to you.
Sorry, the lighting is different because I'm in my beauty room, but I was just putting my slime away, finding a home for it. It's up there. Oh, the bling. I just wanted to say, and I know I say this every single time, and it's probably annoying, but when it comes to like showing you guys merch, like samples or stuff, I'm just excited. Like when he brought the slime, I squealed like a pig. That's how excited I was, and I just wanted to show you because I've been talking about it for a year, like trying to find my slime. But I never want you to feel weird or like, you don't have to buy it. Please know, like, there's so much in the world that is so important, and slime is at the very, 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 very bottom of the list. Sorry, hold on. Rylan's on the phone. Let me close the door. I can't. With the fucking wig on the door handle. Okay. Whew. What a life. Sorry. I don't know. I stopped filming for a second because Rylan was on the phone, and oh, he's still on the phone. I hope you can't hear him. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's just talking to his mom. Anyways, I'm gonna stop doing the same speech over and over again. I'm sorry. I just get really insecure and like stressed because I don't want you to think that when I get excited about merch or I get excited about samples that I'm like trying to like buy it, like, because that's not what I'm doing. That makes me feel really weird, and no. And most of the stuff I show, I end up never even selling, so I don't know, I just get excited. So okay, that's it. I'm gonna stop talking. Hope you guys are having a good day. Wait, why does that kind of look, never mind. Am I no, okay, I gotta go. But like with the string hanging out, okay.
Girl, enough already, okay? With the explanations and the being like, you know, this and that and this and that about the merch, okay? Every time he shows off a backpack or a sweatshirt or a new hoodie or whatever, like he was showing some of Ryland's stuff, you know, a couple days ago. Cute. It's all cute. It's all cute merch, right? And I mean, I had somebody say to me the other day, there's a lot of YouTubers merch that I would never buy because it's too young, but like the purses and the backpacks and all that, I love that kind of stuff because like it's, you know, like anybody can kind of wear it. It's kind of fun stuff, I guess. So anyway, but you know, like this is the thing, all right? Just show it. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to explain why you're doing it. And this whole deal that Shane does where he's like, hey you guys, like I'm so sorry that like I'm showing my merch again. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. It's not about you buying my merch. And then he'll say that, right? And in the next 3 days, it's all pictures of his merch being released. And my merch is up, my merch is up, my merch is back up, my merch is back up. You can go buy my merch. And then, you know, retweets 10 people of buying his merch, showing his merch. Okay, you don't have to buy my merch, but you know, here's my merch, here's my merch, here's my merch. What is it? What is it? Okay? I don't care if you want to sell your stuff. I hope you make $100 million off your merch. I really do. I don't understand in this society why we wouldn't want anybody to be successful. I hope he is beyond successful, and I think we know that he is, right? But what I don't understand is this, it's like because he knows he's going to sell out of this stuff. He knows that people are going to buy this merch, right? So it's this whole kind of like back and forth. I don't know that I would go as far as to say it feels manipulative, but it's inching towards there a little bit, where he like shows all this stuff to get people excited about it, and then he goes, well, I'm just real excited about it. Okay, but you don't need to tell everybody that, right? Like if you came out and you got a new car, and you just was like, oh my God, I got a new car, I'm so excited about it, look at my new car, I got my new car, and you put that on your Instagram story, we don't need 2 minutes after that going, hey you guys, don't think that I'm being showy or whatever with my new car, but like here's my new car, and I'm just really excited about it, you know, but like don't, you know, like hold it against me. It's like, and then that makes me wonder, really honestly, as somebody that's watching for a long time, like, who really are you? Like, are you the person that is just, like, innocent and excited about your merch? Or are you somebody that's pushing your merch? I don't have any problem, okay, with him wanting to push his merch. A lot of YouTubers push their merch. A lot of his friends, Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas, are two people that push their merch all the time. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they push their merch. Well, he's not really friends with them, but, I mean, not good friends with them, but they push their merch all the time. I don't have a problem with YouTubers pushing their merch, right? But just push it. Just push it. Push it real good. But just, like, put it out there, you know? Just let us get excited about it. But then when you do this whole thing, it's like, I would have been more excited about the slime, honestly. Is it slime? Like, is that what we call it? I would have been more excited about seeing the slime if he wouldn't have come out afterwards and been like, yeah, like, I feel like I make, and then he says in there, like, I feel like I say this and I make excuses every single time. Okay, I won't ever do this again. And then he says that every time, and then he comes around again and he does it again. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm exhausted with it, you know? Like, either just show it or don't, right? And the other thing is, I don't understand this. Somebody explained this to me, but you know, like, everybody's like, well, he has to make money off this merch and he's not making, you know, whatever, because he's not making videos. I don't know if that's true or not, and maybe he makes unbelievable amounts of money off the merch. I hope he does. I hope he does, right? But then don't come out, and it's starting to look like a bad look, the excuses, right? Come out and show it and say, I am really excited about these slimes. You guys, I love playing with it. I hope you love playing with it, whatever. That's a good sale, okay? To say, I am so excited about this. Show you and Morgan and Rylan and everybody over there playing with these slimes till you go crazy, okay? But to come out afterwards and say, and nobody has to buy it, that's like you're trying to cover up for the drama, because you know somebody's going to say, here he is talking about merch again that he's releasing. He already released merch during all this going on, okay? Because anybody that's releasing anything right now is being criticized that they're releasing something during this pandemic. Well, people are going to start releasing stuff. Manny came out with his launch today. Jeffree Star came out with his stuff. So people are going to start releasing stuff. They have to, okay? Like, at some point, they have to continue to push their stuff, and I get that. But, like, don't come out and, like, then it's like, well, I want you to buy my stuff, but, like, I don't want you to think badly of me because I'm putting this stuff out there. And I'm like, okay. Like, what? Like, I'm so confused at this point. So, anyway, I don't know. Like, it's just, to me, like, I saw somebody say, like, this is getting really annoying. And he even says it in there. And I'm like, so you're telling us that it's annoying. People are saying that it's annoying. Stop doing it. Because it's starting to, like, become annoying. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you guys. I hope you are having an amazing Sunday fun day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.